Bitcoin had a small pullback yesterday in line with our expectations, and well, in today's video we are going to be addressing Bitcoin's price action ahead of next week and where I think the price action could be going to get things kind of rolling. So as I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, and let's take a look at what's going on with BTC. So here we have Bitcoin paired up with USDT. We're on the 1 hour Binance chart here, and as you can kind of see, we were looking for our low moves yesterday, coming in at the 59,350 to 59,809. We did obviously see a move to the downside at the 1800 hours. We got that wick down there to the low of 49,400 to the penny on the Binance chart. And well, we've started to see a bit of a run to the upside, right? But I don't think we're ready yet, if I'm being brutally honest. I think we might see a little bit more volatility before we start moving up again into those highs. So as per yesterday's video, not a lot has changed from that kind of perspective. We are still looking for 61.5 upwards, maybe towards the $62,500 range. That still very much is the kind of expectation, but the structure here is quite an interesting one. So we have the possibility of a quick move down, liquidate some of those longs, and then get this push up next week. That's a possibility. Alternatively, small move down, finds continued support on the 50 EMA 50 SMA, and then a bit of a run to the upside. Our stochastic RSI is indicating to us that we are looking for a brief correction before we rally, similar to where we were when we kind of topped out up here on Friday with this move coming down. We saw this initial kind of push, a little bit of a wick, and then a bit of a run. And I think now we're up in this overbought area, we are likely to see another pull to the downside. And so we are looking to test out the 50 EMA 50 SMA, maybe come down a little bit lower. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the trading opportunities lie here for Bitcoin over this Sunday. So as we kind of take a look at this, we have our entire structured move here. We have found this interesting range at the moment of resistance. We might have topped out, we might not. We'll keep a close eye on that. This next candle is going to be very interesting, which will close in another 20 minutes at the point of recording this video. We'll look for this to be a bearish one. And I'm recording this, of course, at 4:40 a.m. UTC. So the structured move to the downside, assuming that we have topped out, is going to be this one right here, between 58,790 and 59,073. If I delete that off, you can kind of see what we're looking for is this kind of three-wave move to the downside like so. Now, it's possible, of course, that we do that right away, but we haven't got confirmation of that just yet, and therefore a short position up here could be what we look for, stop loss above the previous swing high, and of course, take profit will be down here at that lower range at that 2.12 risk-reward ratio. And like I said many times already, 1.5 would be my kind of ideal situation. So it's really just a double bottom with what happened yesterday and for some quick profit to come out of the market. If I am to be trading like this, I'm going to be trading on BitGet or Blowfin, which are my go-to platforms when it comes to leverage-based trading. If you haven't checked them out, go ahead and check them out. They're linked in the description down below. They are fantastic platforms for trading both spot and for leverage and futures markets. And yes, fantastic sign-up deals and bonuses available on both of those exchanges. So do check them out. If you're one of those individuals that cares about KYC and you don't really want to do the whole KYC thing, then check out Blowfin's exchange linked in the description. There's a non-KYC exchange, so you can use that exchange without having to go through all that verification process. So yeah, for the most part, we're looking pretty good for a short position in my opinion, but we do want to get confirmation. It's possible that we push up a little bit higher, we can get a better entry on this one, but I do think a retest of the 50 EMA 50 SMA, potentially even come down to this lower range at that 56.7 to $59,000 level. Okay, so on Bitcoin, that's kind of the kind of expectation here. We are looking for this run to the upside. I just don't think it's going to happen right away. I could be wrong on that. So any move above the previous swing high at 60,625 is going to basically be the breakout situation where we could then look at those long positions, stop loss lower than the previous swing low, and target out a 1.5 risk reward ratio, or give ourselves a tighter stop loss depending on where your risk tolerances are. And of course, we're looking for the $61,500 to $62,500 for BTC to finish its structure. Okay, now we are a few days away from the Federal Reserve making their announcement around the interest rates. Are they going to cut? Are they not going to cut? If they do cut, how deep of a cut are they going to do? And what are the markets going to react like? Well, I think personally, if I roll this up into a daily time frame, that we've been just going through a relief rally into what's going to be a sell the news event, regardless of the outcome. I think the market is going to basically just dump anyway. Now, a lot of that is to do with the fact that we have obviously had the kind of initial knee-jerk reaction. The market has been trying to price in interest rate cuts for a while now, specifically since we saw ECB and the Bank of England already cut their interest rates. There's been a bit of a warning sign to the market that this is going to happen. And as it does, historically, we see pulls in the market to the downside. Now, if you take a look at the history of the interest rates in relation to the stock market, the crash that happens when you get that kind of knee-jerk reaction in the market is getting shorter and shorter. So has a high probability that it's going to be a quick move. It's not going to be something that's kind of dragged out for months and months and months. I know some people don't fully understand these things. So it's saying that we're in a bear market now, and we're not going to see anything for another 18 months in terms of positivity. I'm not one of those. I believe that 2025 is going to be a fantastic bull market for the crypto space. And what we've seen since March through to now in Bitcoin sense is basically just consolidation and trying to price in what that market looks like going forward. So I suspect that by the end of the year, we're going to finish off the structures within Bitcoin's price action, within the stock market's price action, and we're going to get into 2025 in a really, really strong way. I do think new all-time highs, and I do think the altcoins are actually going to start their bull market in 2025 as well. So for Bitcoin here, the relief run to the upside up into the upper area of resistance would set a new lower high on the daily time frame and will basically be a bearish tail. If that happens within the next 3 days, that's going to put us in a really bearish place. You can see that we're already up in the overbought area here on the daily time frame. So again, the expectation will be that Bitcoin does of course cool off, and we are targeting out $40,000 to $44,000 for BTC during that knee-jerk reaction to the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision. So I'm looking for this move here. Then of course that's going to potentially just be consolidating around here before we get into that next big run. Like I say, it could be quick, could be not, but I do suspect that this isn't going to be a drawn out process, just one of those huge opportunities for those investors who have some dry powder on the sides, essentially. So for Bitcoin, as I've been kind of talking about in the last few weeks and specifically in the last couple of days, we are looking for this move to the upside with this relief rally. We did, of course, get closed positions above the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA, and the 200 EMA in the last couple of days. But again, I'm not looking at this as a long-term solution, as we had seen previously. Bit of a push to the upside only to get rejected. Breakout situations are going to have to happen significantly higher. Obviously, anything above $65,000 is going to give some of the bulls a bit more confidence. But for me, I'm going to be looking at 73,777 or higher for true breakout situations to really kind of start to emerge. And the reason for that is we need to see, consistent higher highs being set here. And really, we're going to see that when we get higher than 73,777. But I don't suspect that's going to happen. I could be wrong, but I don't suspect that is likely. It's not probable in my opinion. Instead, we are going to be looking for rejection around 61.5 to 62.5, and we are going to be looking for $40,000 to $44,000. And of course, if that doesn't hold, well, that's going to put us in a bit of a danger zone for a bit more of a tumble to the downside. But again, I'm not terribly too concerned about that at this stage in the market. But again, we'll keep a close eye. We do daily Bitcoin updates here, so we'll obviously be kind of monitoring the situation as it kind of unfolds and addressing any challenges that do appear. Guys, that's my kind of thoughts on Bitcoin at the moment. What are yours? Let me know in the comments down below, or join us in our free Discord server linked in the description down below. If you found it useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe. And if you haven't done so already, check this video out right here. It's not one you're going to want to miss.